Hello and welcome to another episode of Experts Eating Cake. I'm Michelle Thomas, your host for today, and I'm going to be speaking to yet another amazing expert and eating cake, and we're going to be finding out all about this wonderful person. Now, I'm particularly excited about this person today because she's one of my favourite people at the moment. She's one of my favourite. I just can't stop loving on this woman because of the amazing things that I'm seeing that she's doing. Not only is she a life-changing person, she has got so many strings to her bow. Sometimes it's so difficult for me to explain who this person is because there's so many things that she does, but she is also a world-changing person. We'll explain a little bit more about this in detail when I get to speak to her, but please welcome the lovely Debbie Lynn Connolly-Lloyd. Let's bring her on. Hello, Debbie.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi. Have you got your
cake? How are you?
I'm brilliant. Have you got your cake?
I've got my cake.
Where is it? Show me. So,
what we have here, because I eat keto, you see, after Christmas, I gave up sugar and cut right down on carbs. So this is my own keto cheesecake, and cheesecake is one of my favourite cakes in any event. So it's not hard for me to stick to this diet at all. I can eat this every day if I like.
Are you going to send me the recipe?
It's dead simple. It's literally cream cheese, double cream, and a little bit of sweetener. And you just blend it together. I popped a little bit of vanilla in as well, just to give it a lift. But I've just popped a few little blueberries on the top as well.
Oh, you should see the blueberries I've got in my fridge at the moment. They're like the size of 10p pieces. They're huge.
Oh, I love blueberries.
Yeah. Go on, short, have a bit. Tell me what it tastes like.
Now. Don't ask me questions when I've got this in my mouth.
Go on. Right, this is what I got.
What have you got, babe? What is it?
It's a millionaire's donut.
Ooh, nice.
Hang on. The bit's falling off, the bottom's falling off. Let me have a taste of it. I'll tell you what, it's got these little balls on the top with some toffee and stuff. Let's have a look, see if it's got anything in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's time for me to have another bite now.
Go on then.
Okay. It's hard, this, isn't it?
Hard work eating cake all day.
Hard work.
I'm going to try a bit of your cheesecake. I've got to make one. It's as easy as you say. Right, I'm just having a bit more.
Yeah.
It's a bit like a croissant, you know, kind of like flaky.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I think it's a Tesco special.
I love your t-shirt. I love it. It's so nice.
This is my happiness jumper. I love my happiness jumper. It makes me so happy.
And it does make me feel happy as well. So thanks for wearing it.
No problem. I will wear it every single time I see you, if you like. Oh, do you know what? I am so pleased that you've decided to come on and have a little chin wag with me, because I know that you are doing the most phenomenal, world-changing things at the moment. I am so excited for you. I know that you have lots of issues and challenges and things like that, but that is the thing that is making you stronger. Debbie, please, can you tell us about the thing that you're an expert in, the thing that you're doing that is going to change the freaking world? And I say that you're rebranding beauty standards, because I think that is exactly what you're going to be doing. Tell me all about it.
I absolutely am, or I hope to. That's what we're working towards, definitely. So I'm a massive fighter for diversity and inclusion. And how I do that and what that looks like is I help people who are lacking in confidence and help them build their confidence up and their self-esteem. And the ways that we do that is by running workshops. I've got a community which people join. It's getting quite busy now. We've got quite a big community going on, but just such a lovely group of people. And obviously I do everything I can to lift them up. But what I love about it as well is the people in the community lift each other up. It's just so nice. It's such a lovely space. Everyone's like a big team. Everyone chips in. So it's that sense of community. For me, when I found that sense of community, that was the beginning of of my, you know, changing my whole life. So I know how important community is, and that's what I wanted to try and create with this unapologetic community. So that's one of the things we do. And the other thing as well that we've just started doing is we've set up a model management agency, which is we work with people and help them develop their skills and believe in themselves whilst doing modeling. That's how I built up my confidence. So it's tried and tested. I know it works. It worked for me, and I know I can help other people.
Absolutely, flipping lootly. And I'm just so excited about it because I'm in your world, and I'm in your world because I put myself firmly in there. Because when I met you last year, I took literally one look at you and thought that woman is special. I really, honest to God, from my hand and my heart, from my heart to yours, I honestly thought that. I remember the second that I met you. I remember exactly where it was, what we were doing, everything. And I had a tiny little chat with you, and I was smitten. And when you created your unapologetic community, I jumped all over that, because apart from the fact that it's a total bargain, I just like the fact that you were creating it for a real purpose. And I wanted to be part of that, because just like everybody else, you know, I've had my challenges in life. I've never felt like I was part of the cool gang or anything like that. I've always felt like a little bit different. Right. But I've embraced that. And I think by embracing it, it's changed my life dramatically. And it's not taken a massive amount. I get to be who I am unapologetically, which is the word that you use to describe your community. And I just go out there and make things happen. And one of the things that I did is, when I was part of that community, you do one of the things that I wanted to explain to everybody that you do is you do things like fashion shoots, and you create events, modeling events. And the fashion shoot that you put out there to your community, invited everybody in to have a go, was the one that I was part of, was the photo shoot last November.
Yeah, and party one.
At the Christmas party, it was so great. I mean, my feet froze. I had chilblains for about 3 weeks afterwards. But I had such a great time. And it wasn't just the modeling and the photographs and the costumes and all of that. It was the people. There weren't many of us. There were 4 models. Yeah. And we were all so different. But to have the time to actually get to know each of these people and their stories, and we had an absolute blast. It was such a hoot, and I absolutely loved it. But it was just an accident. And the next thing I know, I'm getting these messages saying you're in Glam Week magazine and you're in Lancashire. And I was like, what the hell's going on? I'm not a model, but I obviously am.
Well, now you're a published model now.
Go freaking figure it. Anyway, yeah, so if a 50-year-old wrinkly weird old woman can do it. Well, yeah, you can't see the wrinkles. You can see them when I take my trousers off. Yeah, so a 50-year-old wrinkly woman, yeah, I'm nobody special. I've not got model looks, but I have got model looks. I've got a bikini body because I can wear a bikini, and I can go out there. Yeah, and I can go out there and I can flaunt it. And I'm really excited about the next thing that you've got coming up, which is the one of the fashion shows in Liverpool. And I know you've got a few coming up. You're going on tour.
Yeah, so we started doing the inclusive fashion shows back last year. In October was the first one, actually, and it was amazing. Like, I couldn't believe it sold out. I was so happy. It was like the first event I've ever put together myself. I've learned lessons from it, of course, as you do every time you do something. And I've put all those lessons, into practice with this next one, which is coming up on the 25th of February. This is the Liverpool one. We're actually doing a tour of the UK. So after the Liverpool one, we'll be in Manchester, and then we're going to Birmingham, and then we're heading to London, baby.
Yeah, I want to go to the London one. I don't necessarily want to be on the stage, but I want to be there with you because I love London so much. And I just love the whole vibe. And all my new mates are going to be there, and it's going to be absolutely fabulous. So keep me, I'll be kept in the loop anyway, won't I, with all that stuff. there's something else that apart from your modelling management agency, which we'll come on to in a little while.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this yet. If I'm not, I'm going to have to cut it out. But I've noticed you were saying something about inclusive clothing.
Yes, yeah. So at the moment, I have got my own inclusive fashion boutique, but it's just wholesale stuff. I've always had the intention. I'm very artistic. I'm very creative in
Yeah.
all the ways you can be. That's why I've got so many strings to my bow. I can't stop doing different things.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like to keep busy. So yeah, I've always had the intention of doing my own fashion line. I've just not sort of got around to it yet. So I started off building the brand with wholesale stuff, which has been absolutely fine. I've enjoyed it, but I'm now moving on to my very own designs. So what I've learned through having my own boutique and trying to source gorgeous clothes especially for plus size people, I have noticed it's very difficult to get really special fancy dresses. So all the nice dresses that I've come across, they always stop at like a size 16. So I decided that I was going to fill that niche. So I decided that I'm going to be creating dresses, really special occasion dresses, for sizes 16 through 26. They're going to go up to.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
I just can't wait. I just can't wait. It's like one thing after another with you. It's just like, what the hell is Debbie going to do next? Let's just watch. And I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons that I'm constantly on the ball with watching you, because you're constantly doing something and it's always dead exciting. And there's just such a deeper meaning in terms of connection and love and acceptance. Some of the people that I met in the community that you've built are just the most gorgeous people, and people who probably would never have had the opportunity to go down a runway and, do a bit of this, and I've been practicing a bit of this and a bit of this and
do the face.
Yeah. I don't like that face. My face is this one.
Yeah. Oh, this one.
Yeah, but coming back to that, I just think the people in it that you're helping to get them to pave the way, to show that there's beauty freaking everywhere. Those standards that were there 10, 20 years ago, or even 5 years ago, they're just out of the water. They just don't exist anymore. Yeah. And you're paving the way.
I was growing up in the 80s, and supermodels at that time were all size 0. I remember watching George Michael's video with do you remember this one with all the runway models?
Oh yeah.
And I used to watch that on repeat, and I was obsessed with it. And I was like, I want to be a model. Like, I want to do that. And I'm like, my mum and dad would say to me, like, well, you'll never be able to be a model. You're too big. Even as a child, they could tell I wasn't going to be a size 0. I was going to be a curvy girl. So I just kind of was told, no, that'll never happen for you. But yeah, it has. And I've been a professional model now for 5 years. So,
unbelievable. You're paving the way. You're showing people how to do it. And you're showing people how to bring out their gorgeousness and show it to the world, because we need to see that. We need to normalize people being who they are. And that is true beauty. Nothing else. True beauty, people being who they are. And we want to encourage people to do that, because that always leads back into the kind of the things that I talk about a lot, which is about taking charge of your own happiness, being proactive about choosing your mood, and being allowed to actually choose to be happy. It's something that we all have inside of us. It's not dependent on what we look like or where we come from, or the choices that we've made in the past. It literally isn't. And I think the outside needs to reflect the inside, and it's always that thing. And I think people just need to be seen. I think that you're doing that, and I bloody love you for it. Right. So we're talking today about how to become a model. If it's something that you've had a hankering for and you've never thought it could be for you, we're here to change that. Well, you're here to change that. I'm just supporting you all the way. So what I want you to do, because I know you've got a massive experience in the beauty industry, not just a model, but a makeup artist, a stylist, a colour stylist, an event planner, a PR person, literally everything that you like, the one-stop shop. One-stop shop, okay? So what I want you to do is, if somebody's sitting here thinking, could I be a model? What are the little things that you think that they could do straight away to kind of get themselves on that path?
Yeah, well, I mean, I there's different ways to work with me, and I don't just work with people who want to model, but as I say, that is how I found my confidence again. I'd been through an awful lot of trauma, and that was really one of the turning points for me, was when I started to model. And it wasn't just because I was wearing nice clothes and walking on runways. It was that sense of community. So there's different ways you can work with me. So I have got my community. So anyone who thinks they might want to model, or even if you just want to build confidence, or even if you just want to make some new friends, that is the perfect place to start. It's £5 a month. You can cancel anytime. We hope you won't. We hope you'll be happy and want to stay. But if you want to cancel, you can. Absolutely no problem. It's only £5 a month. It's the price of a coffee. And you get so much more back, because we have social events, we have team building events, we have workshops, where we do learning about confidence, how to build confidence, boundary setting, how to communicate your personal boundaries to other people. A lot of people do struggle with that, and that really helps with self-esteem. So that is something that we really believe in. We have a spiritual side, so we have meditation, Reiki, that side. I just really believe in the whole package, so mind, body and soul. So that's what we're working on within the community. We also do model workshops, so learning how to do runway, learning how to do poses that are perfect for your body type. So there's all of that stuff going on, and that is just, like I say, £5 a month, and you will make friends for life in there as well.
And that's even if you don't even want to be a model, but it's just
exactly yeah. And I mean, also, if people are interested, I've got quite a few people in the community who are more interested in writing. So they've a lot of people that are in the community have had traumatic upbringings, or they faced adversity due to disability, different things. Everyone's got a different story, of course, but some people are really interested in sharing their story and learning how to be able to share that story. And I've got a lot of connections within the media industry. I'm actually a journalist who does write for Southport News. So at the very least, I can get them on Southport News. I write all my own press releases. So I'm really able to help people if they want to sort of become more of a public figure and share their story to help other people. So there's that option as well. I do offer the PR contracts with people, and I'll guide them all the way through, help them. It can be quite triggering as well sometimes, because they have to revisit a lot of stuff that they've maybe suppressed. So I'm there to support them all the way through. And then the other side of it is the modelling side. So some people will do a little bit of modelling within the community and think, do you know what? I really want to do this. I want to get paid. I want to do this professionally, and I can help them with that as well. So we do offer the modelling management contracts, which we help develop them one-to-one, more of a one-to-one setting, and it's bespoke. So they might need more help with one thing than another. And we make sure that we do whatever it takes to get them to a level where they feel confident to go out there on their own and do, paid jobs, paid work, be published in magazines.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So if somebody's looking for something like that, if somebody wants to get out there, be seen, learn how to bring the best out of themselves, then they wouldn't go far wrong actually getting in touch with you, becoming part of the community. Yeah, and do you know what?
Yeah.
More than anything else, having some blooming fun. Because I can guarantee if you're in Debbie's world, you're going to have absolutely bags of fun. Even today, I keep missing these messages because I absolutely hate WhatsApp. So you're very honoured, because that's the only group that I'm on for WhatsApp. But I keep missing these messages, and then there's all these messages come up about blooming singing songs and things like that. What's going on? What have I missed?
You're like, what have I, hang on, what have I missed? I know. Yeah, so we do little campaigns really, about sort of being yourself, being unapologetic. And this is one of those, it's just a cute little campaign that we've arranged. So we're going to be singing, as a group, we're going to be singing the chorus of, what's the song called? uh,
You've got you've got a friend.
You've got a friend, yes.
Go on. Yeah.
But yes, so we're singing the chorus of that. So the idea is sort of as a group, each person sings a little bit of a chorus, and I put it together on the videos together in a compilation, and it's just a lovely little silly thing to do. So that's what we're doing. We do all sorts of these little.
I don't know where you get the time to do all this stuff. Tell us a bit more about yourself and your background and how you actually came to the point where you are now, because I know personally, because I've actually seen what your CV looks like. If you had to write a CV, it'd basically be like a copy of War and Peace. So give us the abridged version. Yeah.
Yeah. So growing up, I was emotionally neglected, and because of that, I think it was because my parents actually didn't know how to handle their own emotions. So I was never taught how to handle my own emotions. And actually growing up, I was constantly told, you're too loud, you're too emotional, you're too much of a drama queen. So these are all the negative things that were put on me as a child. And then when I got to the age of 13, I was sexually abused by my guitar teacher. I did tell my parents, but again, I wasn't believed, and I was told to sort of shut up about it and sweep it under the carpet because it was upsetting my mum. My mum was getting upset, so I did, and I kept it to myself, and but it was still there. The trauma was all still there. I didn't get any justice for it. I didn't get any validation for what had happened to me. So all that was just suppressed. I didn't know what to do with those emotions. So I did find friends, and the friends were drugs and alcohol. Or alcohol came first and then came the drugs, and that sort of went on for a long time in my life. I suffered with various addictions, and then I had a long string of terrible relationships because I didn't have any self-confidence. I didn't that I didn't really know what a healthy relationship actually looked like. I was just grateful that somebody liked me, and so I put up with all sorts of awful behavior, which I should never have put up with. I know that now, of course, but yeah, so I've had a string of abusive relationships, really abusive relationships, toxic relationships, and I've got 4 beautiful children, but they all do have different fathers, which is a complicated thing to navigate, and yeah, I ended up as a single mum, still not knowing how to handle my own emotions, and after I left my husband, after 7 years of misery, he was so controlling that I actually had lost any confidence in myself as a parent. So I was left on my own, had these 4 children, didn't know what to do, so I drank, and that old friend was there for me again, and my drinking increased, and at my worst I was drinking 4 bottles of wine like it was water, of an evening, and my mental health was suffering. I had a massive mental health breakdown, and I did end up taking an overdose of tablets. I just wanted the noise to stop. I wanted the guilt to go away. I felt that my children were better off without me, and I just wanted to go to sleep, and I didn't want to wake up again, but I did wake up in a hospital bed surrounded by bleeping machines. I lost my children because obviously I was in no fit state to take care of them at the time. I lost my house, lost my job. So I really had absolutely nothing. I had 2 choices. Do I attempt to kill myself again? Or do I try and crawl my way back? Do I try and get the kids back again? I didn't even feel I deserved them at that time. But so I really had to do a lot of work on me. I had to do a lot of work on me, and I did. I took every single thing I was offered. The first thing I did was gave up alcohol. I went to AA. I tried AA. I tried other groups as well, which worked better for me, and I stopped drinking. Started working on my self-esteem. Started working on my confidence. And what else? I went to psychotherapy. I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, which was a result of being brought up in an emotionally neglectful home. But that was actually really good. That was another turning point for me to have a name to, the emotions I've been feeling, and understand myself was half the battle, I think. So yeah, it was a long road to recovery, but now I'm unrecognizable to what I used to be like,
Wow.
So that's why I do what I do. I know, tried and tested on myself. I know all the skills that you need to build up your confidence, and confidence is a skill, and everyone build their confidence. It's not like, oh, she's confident, they're not confident. No, everyone can be confident. It's situation specific, so everyone can be confident in whatever they want to be. But yeah, it's a skill, and you have to learn it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, you're just so radiant. I bloody love you. Bloody love you. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is that lovely story. I haven't managed to open the damn book yet, but you've written a book as well. I'm guessing that the whole of that story is in the book as well.
My whole life story, yeah, it is.
Yeah, and one of these days I'm going to be able to open the book. I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to download it again, I think, so that I can actually read it. Now you've given me a little snippet of it. I want to read it even more than I did before. I probably chucked my phone out the window with frustration trying to open the damn book. So there, published author as well. Another blooming string to be. What haven't you done? What haven't you done?
Singing. I can't sing.
Do you want to?
No, well, it's best for everyone that I don't. I do sing, but I can't.
The thing is, if you can open your mouth and you can make a noise, nobody has to hear it, do they? Nah. Leave that to the other people. We know a few people that are already doing that are doing great things.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I wanted to ask you is so we're going back to the whole inclusivity and building confidence and being part of a community and potentially going into a modeling world and putting yourself forward in terms of real beauty. On this journey that you've had over the last 5 years since becoming a model and opening up a shop and opening about 10 million businesses, what are the misconceptions that you've come across that are actually just turned out not to be true?
Well, people tend to think that I work with plus size people. I am a plus size woman and a plus size model, so I think that's where the assumption comes from. But actually, people in my community are all different shapes and sizes. We've only got one male, but
so far.
Yeah, so far that's not through lack of trying. I'm hoping to increase, the male members of the community, LGBTQ plus members of the community, trans members. I want everyone. Like, it's an inclusive space. So yeah, I work with all different sizes. One of my models, is a size 8, right through to I think 28. Mm-hmm. So there really is a good range of people who I work with, and that's one of the misconceptions. People are often, messaging me about it, and they always start by saying, I've heard that you work with plus size people. I'm like, well, I do. You don't have to be plus size to work with me. Yeah,
fantastic. Anything else that you can think of that you thought was quite surprising as you came?
Surprising. Oh, well, I've said the thing about the dresses, haven't I? Yeah, that's something that really surprised me, and obviously that's why I have seen a gap in the market there, and I thought I want to fill like the plus size dresses that I have come across. They're so like daytime. There's no if you were going to, I go to a lot of red carpet events. And if you were going to go as a plus size woman and you wanted to wear like a really special dress, like, it's really, really difficult to find.
Yeah, I think half the battle is the fact that when you are plus size, everybody kind of has a little bit of something that they want to kind of mask, because that's the way that our upbringing is. It's very rare that you come across somebody who's plus size who's literally this is me. I mean, it doesn't matter how confident you are. I think sometimes it just really is difficult to say, this is me. There's always a little bit of something. I mean, personally, at my biggest, I was a size 24. I'm a size 16 now, but I've got a middle, and I've always had a middle, and that's the bit that I'm always like covering up. You know what I mean? But it's different, and then the boobies as well. But there's bigger women, and there's who don't have that, but they have other issues. They might have, wider hips and things like that. And I think because of that, it's hard to find stuff that is flattering to everybody, because everybody's shape and stuff. Shape is so different.
One of the things I do as part of my styling is help people to identify what body shape they best, identify with. So there's kind of like 5. Most people fall in between too, So it's not an exact science or anything, but it's just to sort of identify which one you're most like. And then in terms of styling, I can give people some helpful advice just to help them feel that little bit more confident. Like you say, a lot of people have an area that they're not too keen on. Yeah,
exactly. And I think what you're doing as well, I'm going to be again keeping my eyes peeled to see what you come up with, because I know that it's going to be, whatever it is that you do is going to be totally and utterly fabulous. And it's going to be totally and utterly vibrant and colourful and just so out there, and the kind of thing that'll lift your spirits and make an entrance as you walk into a room. It's going to be a DL original. And oh god, I'm getting carried away here. I can imagine.
No, and I'm hoping to launch them actually. I'm actually doing a fashion show in April, and it's for a really good cause as well. It's a friend of mine. She's a designer.
What's the one in Oldham?
Yes, yeah.
I've got to get a ticket for that. I'm coming.
Yay! Well, I'm not modelling at that one. I'm actually hoping to launch my range of dresses, and also doing for men or women some t-shirts. So it's any gender actually. So trans, anyone can wear these t-shirts, and I've designed these myself as well. So those kind of 2 things I'm just sticking to, with my designs. I'm not going to do too many different sort of things. But that's where I'm hopefully going to be launching.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm even more excited. I'm going to pee myself in a minute. I'm sure I am. With excitement. Okay, right. So we've gone through all of that. We're eating a bit more cake. What I want to know, right, is what is your golden nugget bit of advice? If the person watching this and take one thing away about beauty standards and how they fit into the world, what is your one golden nugget of advice that you would give them?
I would say be yourself, be unapologetically yourself, because strangely we try to be like other people, and a lot of the time we're not too sure who we are. Sometimes I know it's not for everyone, but I do think that the spiritual side of things can really help you identify with who you are as a person. I truly believe that who we are is our soul. Like, we're just a soul having a human experience in a human body. And when you quieten down the monkey mind, as in when you meditate, and quiet that the incessant chatter that goes on in your head and goes, oh, you can't do that, you're not good enough. And when you learn to shut that voice out, you can connect and go inside, and you will learn who you are, and that's when you can really start to shine. So yeah, that would be my advice to everyone, is do a little bit of self-discovery, find out who you are, and then don't be afraid to show everyone else who you are, because the right people will gravitate towards you.
Yes, they certainly will. Yay! Party! Cake party, that's what we need. Cake party. I tell you what, you could not give a better piece of advice than that. Right, okay, so let's get back to the business of being an expert. What do you want to put out into the world? If somebody is interested in working with you, what do you want them to do next?
Okay, so first things first, follow me on socials. That way you'll be able to see stuff I'm posting. You'll be able to see past events. You'll be able to see the social events that we do and get a measure of who we are, who I am, And then if you are interested in joining our community, that is the first step. So all you can do is just DM me on socials, or if you go on my website, which is my boutique website, which is www.debbielynapparel.com. There is actually
in the links down below.
Yeah, pop the link below. Yeah. And there is actually a form on there. There's a bit of information about the community anyway, and there's a link on there which you can click to join us. It's £5 a month. It's the price of a coffee, and you will get so much out of it.
Totally will.
Yeah, so that's the first step, and everything else can sort of come from from there. And once I get to know you, the one thing I do get people to do is make a vision board. That's for themselves, so that they can sort of picture what they want to do, because you don't know what you want to do in the future and what your goals are. How can you achieve them? But once I know what their vision board consists of, then I can see what can I do to help them get there and reach their goals. So yeah, that's something I can do, and then I can advise people the best way to go.
Oh God, it's like this is total magic. This is absolutely total magic. And I would like to invite everybody out there who wants to have more fun in life, who wants to go out and see what is possible, who wants to be inspired by lots of different kinds of people, who wants to be part of a community that is all about the love and all about the inner beauty and the outer beauty to match it, and just the vibrancy of life. I invite you all to come and find out what Debbie is on about, because I'm in her world already. I plopped myself in there specifically to find out more about what she was doing, and I am not disappointed, and I don't think that you will be as well. This woman is one to watch for. Right, Debbie, can we eat a little bit more cake? Because I know you've been nibbling away there. This is good, actually.
Is it a donut, like a donut consistency, or is it like flaky, like a croissant?
It's like a cross between the two. It was square, and it's got like a toffee sauce with little balls on the top.
Okay.
I'd quite like a bit of yours, but I can't eat anything through the screen.
Here we go.
There
you go.
Brilliant. All right, thank you so much, Debbie.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
It's been absolutely fantastic, and I'll probably get you on again in the not too distant future, because you'll probably have about 10 different things to tell everybody about. So we'll get you back on again soon. So love you.
Love you. All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much.
Bye. That was the amazing Debbie Lynn. She is an absolute freaking powerhouse. Everything that needed to be said was said in that conversation, and I don't need to say anything else. If you're interested in finding out about her fashion shows, please follow her. Please join her community. Like she said, it's only £5, which is about the price of a half decent cup of coffee every month. And it's guaranteed that you will find your kind of people if you turn up there. As for me, I run the Happy Business Club, and I have my own club of happy business owners, heart-led small business owners who like to come together, have fun, change the world, and do amazing things. If you want to work with me, some of the things that I do is I have a community magazine, the Happy Business Express. If that is something that you're interested in finding out more about, because we have plenty of writers in there who show you who they are, the person behind the business, and will allow you to connect without all the sales and the spam and all that kind of thing, with real connections. Just follow the link below, get your copy. It's absolutely free. We do it every single month. Find out what all the fuss is about, and hopefully you will write for me as well. See you soon.